Hi everyone, welcome to the first episode of Late Motherhood Diaries. In this series, I'll be talking about my journey of becoming a mother in my 40s and the ups and downs of raising my teenage boys after 50. It's not something that's often talked about, I guess. I hope my story resonates with some of you, whether you are a late mom yourself or thinking about it or just curious about what it's like. Motherhood at any age is a challenge, but there are some unique experiences that come with having kids later in life. I want to share mine with you all. So let's get started. I have my notes. I always thought I'd stay single. I could never imagine myself being married or becoming a mother. But, life surprises you, doesn't it, sometimes? I met my husband after 25 years apart. We were classmates in elementary and junior high schools. We got married at 39. Soon after we got married, I found out that I was pregnant with our first child. Well, I assumed having kids was a natural course of a married life. You get married and then the kids come later. But what I wasn't expecting was to be told that I was a high-risk pregnancy. I knew the term a high-risk pregnancy, but I thought it was for women over at least 45 and beyond. I was very ignorant. At the doctor's appointment, the first appointment, I was told that my pregnancy was a high risk because I was 39. And I thought, well, isn't that still young? Even though I wasn't feeling old physically, that was a surprise to me. Then I realized that I had to change my way of thinking around my age in terms of becoming a healthy carrier of a new life. So that meant prenatal care was different, I guess. Checkups were more frequent, and I had to be more cautious about my health than I ever had before. I thought I knew everything about pregnancy when I was pregnant with the second child. I was 43 when I got pregnant with our second child and delivered him at the age of 44. So I gave birth to my first son at 40 and our second son at 44. 2 boys, 4 years apart. And let me tell you, being pregnant at 44 wasn't something I was totally prepared for. I thought I knew almost everything about being pregnant because I already had one son. But doing it in my 40s was a totally different experience. My energy levels weren't the same, that's for one. For two, taking care of a toddler while you're pregnant with your second child with a big belly, it's just not easy. It's not easy. I remember it was really hard when I was pregnant with our second child because my eldest son was 3 at the time. You can imagine, right? I remember barely making through the day without a nap. Raising kids in my 40s and now I'm 57 has not been easy, I'm not gonna lie. There are days when I feel completely drained and my body definitely does not bounce back like it used to. It needs more days to recover and fatigue just keeps piling up and you are never really fully fine. But that's what it is. But also at the same time, there were some advantages of being a late mom, an older mom. One of the things is, I think, when I was younger, I might have had more strength, stamina. But I also might have had been juggling financial stress or job instability or figuring out who I was. At the age of 39, I've done most of those. All of them. I thought, well, I lived freely. I wanted to go to the United States, so I've been there and then came back and met my husband. So I was ready to give everything I've got. So I think that makes a lot different when you have kids later in your life. You've seen enough and you've done enough and now you're ready. for a child. Late motherhood comes with its own challenges. Being older meant when my kids were little, we had financial stability, which allowed us to invest in their early education. But after losing my husband, everything had just changed. The security we had built was suddenly uncertain. And as a single mother in my 50s, finding a stable job has not been easy. One thing I've learned is that while being an older parent or mother came with financial advantages early on, I should have planned more for the long run. Things like insurance, savings, and anything to back up, because you never know what happens. We had some preparation, but looking back, I wish we had planned more. And these are the things I think about, not only for myself, but for the children's future. Very important. Thank you for watching the first episode of Late Motherhood Diaries. I'll see you in the next episode.